Magandang araw mga kaibigan. Pag-usapan natin ngayon, bigyan ng reaksyon itong post ni Secretary Juan Ponce Enrile. Posted 8 hours ago kung nasaan dumepensa siya sa nilagdaan ng Pangulong Marcos na 2025 national budget. Marami ang bumabatikos nito. Tinatawag nila ito na most corrupt budget in our nation's history. Okay, sabi ng Secretary Enrile, basahin ko there is too much talk about our bloated national budget. I think to settle this issue, we need to make a comparative analysis of the national debt incurred by its president since the time of President Quezon up to now. Economists have developed a ratio between gross domestic product and national debt to conclude whether a national economy is stable or not. We should also make a thorough analysis of our national debt from the Quezon Presidency to BBM Presidency to determine who among all the presidents of the country incurred the most national debt. I think the one who incurred the most is not BBM. It is someone else. Let us be fair to our national public and to ourselves. This is my humble suggestion. No spinning, no cancelment, no lying to the unknowing public, and no fear mongering. Let us be fair to one another. Let us avoid violence through false assumptions. Anyone who wants to debate this issue, so be it. Just tell me when and where. Okay. So, mahirap itong ako from Quezon to up to now, hindi ko alam kung sino sa kanila ang may pinakamalaking utang. Ang alam ko, panahon ni PRRD, marami talagang nautang. Kasi sabi ni Secretary Enrile, hindi daw si PBBM ang may pinakamalaking utang. Mag 3 years na siya. Ito lang yung alam ko. Panahon ni PRRD, pag-upo niya, nasa more than 5 trillion o 6 trillion ang utang ng ating bansa. Pag-alis niya, dumoble. Naging 12 trillion. Baka, I don't know baka ang tinutukoy ni Secretary Enrile na presidente na may pinakamalaking utang is si PRRD. Kung siya man, to me, walang problema. Bakit? Kasi nagkaroon ng pandemic nung panahon niya. Kailangan mangutang para makasurvive ang Pilipino. Kailangan mong ayudahan ang Pilipino na hindi na makalabas, hindi makatrabaho. Kailangan mong bumili ng mga bakuna para malesen ang mga masawi dahil sa COVID. Kasi global pandemic So, di baling may pinakamalaking utang si PRRD kung siya man. To me, may napuntahan na survive natin ang pandemic. Plus, yung build niya. Saksi ako sa nakita kong dami ng infrastruktura panahon ni PRRD yan galing sa utang. Ano pa? Saksi ako sa modernization program ng Armed Forces of the Philippines. Maraming nabiling kagamitan ng ating sandatang lakas panahon niya. Yun ang alam ko. Nagkagera tayo sa Marawi. Okay? So, dalawang matitinding pagsubok. Panahon ni PRRD, yung pandemic at ang Marawi Siege. At yung 5 months na gera sa Marawi, talagang gumastos din tayo ng gusto. Panahon ni PRRD, dinoble niya ang sahod ng AFP, PNP. So, yun ang alam ko. Kaya, no problem with me kahit siya yung sinasabi na presidente na may pinakamalaking utang. Okay, dito naman sa administrasyon na ito. 12 trillion ang utang ng bansa pag-upo ng administrasyong ito. Wala pang 3 taon, sa ngayon 16 trillion na. Nadagdagan na ng 4 trillion yung utang. Yung 6 years ni PRRD, nakautang lang siya ng 6 trillion kasi 6 trillion siya nagsimula, natapos siya 12 trillion ang utang. So, 1 trillion per year. Kailang may mga sakuna. Ito ngayon, wala namang masyadong nangyaring pandemic, wala namang masyadong gera, 4 trillion na ang naidagdag sa utang. Saan napunta yung utang? Okay lang sana kung yung build better more na sinasabi nila makikita. I'm sorry. Ako, kulang na. Hindi na kasing tindi ang pag-build panahon ng PRRD. Ngayon, nawawalan na ng pundo yung mga major infrastructure projects. So, saan napupunta yung utang? Ayuda. Oh, ang daming ayuda. So, dyan ba napupunta ang inuutang natin sa ayuda? So, magbasa lang tayo sa mga comments, ano? Rebel Mel, sabi niya, I wonder what changed your mind towards Marcoses. Remember, people power during your time. Sinagot din ni Secretary Enrile, I have already explained that. Harrison Ford, sabi niya, GP Enrile, ang tingin ko sa iyo, kaya patuloy kang sumisip-sip sa administrasyon dahil Ilocano si BBM at appointee ang anak mo. Wala ka talagang pagmamahal sa bayan. Sayang paghanga ko sa iyo. Bumili pa ako ng libro mo. So, okay, si Ed Alunan, ito, mayroon siyang comparable data sa mga inutang ng bawat presidente. Kailang matagal i-explain. Ito yung Ed Alunan. May ipinost siya dito na gold reserve, 129 billion. Saan napunta? Ito ata yung binenta na middle of this year. Gold reserve, 129 billion. PhilHealth, 89.9 billion. Saan napunta? Maharlika Fund, 250 billion. GSIS, 62.5 billion. SSS, 62.5 billion. Land Bank, 62.5 billion. PDIC, yung Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation, 117 billion. BBM Confidential Funds, 4.5 billion. Flood Control, 500 billion. World Bank Loan for Health System in rural areas, 28.7 million. Total, 1.3 trillion pesos. Yan kay italunan niya. Franchi Perez, sabi niya, we are not a fool like you, just shut up, old man. Stop playing games with the people. Just rest in peace. Joyce Gonzalez. The major infras were seen here and there during Duterte. Ito yung sinasabi ko. At least we know where those deaths are gone. Plus, there was COVID. But this admin, hello, it's been 3 years. Nothing was up. Nothing but ayuda. Ke horror. Okay, Mark Nel Ong. Sabi niya, no comparative analysis can distort the fact that, number 1, there is no PhilHealth subsidy next year. Number 2, the Constitution is violated where the highest budget is not the education sector. Number 3, the more than 6 trillion budget is much higher than the previous administration. Only liars complicate things. Jet Pampolina. Sabi niya, borrowing money to give ayuda in aid of re-election. Patronage politics is never acceptable. No amount of comparative spin will make it good and acceptable, sir. May nabasa ko kanina na. Okay. Anyway, ganyan lang yan. Palitan ng kuro-kuro. So, nasa atin na kung ano ba ang tingin natin ngayon. Katanggap-tanggap ba yung pinirmahan na budget? Marami pa rin ang nagsasabi. Yung na-interview kahapon ng ANC, si Professor JC Punongbayan ng UP, is still the most corrupt budget itong napirmahang budget for next year. So maraming nagreklamo, yung Makati Business Club, yung UP alumni, yung religious leaders, yung clergy for good governance na pinangunahan ng 13 bishops at 209 na kaparihan, to include Roman Catholic, Aglipayan at saka evangelical churches, to include yung manifesto ng 112 PME generals plus other civil society groups.